Hey, folks, welcome to a very special edition here at Top TV Media Network. Thank you for those of you who are our ardent followers. We don't do this on Sunday, but such is the occasion. The occasion presents for this time because we owe you this moment, this time, especially when history is in the making. And so we welcome you. It's 5 minutes after, no, 9 minutes after 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, my time. Those of you in Liberia, I know it's almost going to 9 minutes or 10 minutes after 10 p.m. So wherever you are joining us from, what planet of Earth that you are, whether you are in Jupiter, Neptune, Earth, Pluto, wherever, Mercury, welcome to Earth. Leave all the other planets so you will know what is going on planet Earth. Location, Liberia. Tonight, Liberia has turned green. Liberia is beyond human comprehension. Think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia. This is the moment, and you want to seize the moment tonight. Before I bring my all the other guys and everybody else who's waiting in the bike drop to come with me tonight on the show, I will give you my favorite piece of the intro song that led to this day in Liberia today. I will play that, even though the day has gone, but it's not fully gone. So I will play it before I bring all my guys on the show for tonight. Enjoy yourself. Relax.
The national campaign team of the rescue mission announces to all partisans, supporters, and sympathizers of the Unity Party that its official campaign launch will take place on Sunday, September 17th at the Antoinette Tubman Stadium. Now, here is what you need to know. Campaign Vice Chair for Administration and MPP National Chair James Biney will lead supporters from VOA Junction in Painesville, while Montserrat County Senator Abraham Darius Dillon will lead supporters from Barnesville Junction. The political leader of the Movement for One Liberia, Magdala Cooper, will pick up from MOL's headquarters in Congo Town. Campaign Chairperson Prince Moyi will lead supporters from 72nd Junction. Bapolu County Senator Boto Kane and the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia will lead a parade from Point 4 Junction, while National Chairman Luther Tappe will lead a parade from the Unity Party headquarters on Broad Street. Rescue Mother and Grandmaster Senator Nyobli Kanga Lawrence will lead supporters from Nigeria House Oro Junction. Senator Jeremiah Bankun, UP Vice Presidential Candidate, aka Rescue 2, will lead his group of supporters from Police Academy Junction in Painesville. Ambassador Joseph Nyuma Bakai, Rescue 1, will lead supporters from SKD Sports Complex in Painesville. All UP legislative candidates will lead their supporters from their various districts and will all assemble at the Antoinette Tubman Stadium. So come out and join the rescue train. Come with your palm branches, whistles, vuvuzelas, and white handkerchiefs. Come with your flag to give Ambassador Joseph Nyuma Bakai, the next president of the Republic of Liberia, a joyous welcome. Let's make the city green. Gates at the ATS open at 7 a.m. and there will be a morning worship service to bless the day. It's Rescue Day, it's Green Day, and it's number 2 for J&J. It's all happening at the Antoinette Tubman Stadium on Sunday, September 17th. Don't miss out for anything. Rescue 1 says, think Liberia, love Liberia, and build Liberia. Yes, JMB must go.
Corruption killing us, who got this? You won't go away, a story, who got this? For they killing us, who got this?
There you have it. Let me remove this magnificent banner turnout today at the Antoinette Tubman Stadium and bring on the show my brother. who is watching, who has watched, and just like every one of us and everybody else out there has been able to sit back, especially those of us in the diaspora, to watch the day as it unfolds in Liberia. And this is not just Monrovia today. This is Grand Cape Mountain. This is Grand Cru, Zedru, Oya District, Bunjama, Sunnycoast, Bon, Bunny, wherever you think in Liberia today, Liberia was on a lockdown. The city, Monrovia, completely locked down. That nobody could believe it. It is not 30% chance rain. It was now 50% chance rain. It was 100% chance rain because I watched it on Google. And still, people, citizens, supporters, well wishers turned out mass numbers beyond our own expectations as journalists. Shocking, to say the least. That is an understatement. To see people in what pouring. My brother, welcome to the show.
Thank you once more, Brother Sam. It's a pleasure to be with you again.
How's your day from your end? How's everything going on with you over there?
Um, it has been a long uh, time since last night. Because of more curiosity, I tried to be on the net. I didn't sleep well here. Because when it is died around 11:12 of our time in California, it is somewhere around 6 in Liberia. And I wake up at that time and I was watching to see Liberian making their way to the SKD.
Yeah.
And after a few hours, I went back to bed, but then when I got up 4 o'clock of my time, when I got up and I saw people pulling in the rain from different angles. And I kept watching gradually until the rain did not start anyway, but the people were still prepared to go in the rain. They didn't care. I watched the
So the people
standard
didn't
bearer.
sleep over there, but you who in California, you could not even sleep either.
No. Actually, no, there are a lot of people. In fact, in the East Coast, I saw my colleague was celebrating Maryland, some part there. They were on Spoon TV, they call in 5 to talk because what the TV CEO were doing, myself call and I spoke on the platform, but they were giving a stage to any group of people that were celebrating somewhere in some part of the US and Europe. Yeah, that's what they were doing. But because our alone, they could not allow me to go on the platform, but to express my joyousness. And so not only there are a lot of people who are really, really, really concerned about Liberia. So if you are concerned about something, you want to see a positive change in that area, in whatever you are concerned about. You go to bed, you can't sleep. That's what can happen to me. I don't know about other people. I have never slept up to present, and maybe tonight I will try to sleep. But I wanted to see the wonderful day come to
trying
pass.
to suck it in. You're still trying to suck it in because you could not believe what transpired today.
No. In fact, I was underestimating the gathering.
Right.
And I thought everything going to concentrate in Monrovia as well. And like CDC did, they only concentrated to the FTS, nowhere else. But they were different. All over part of Monrovia, Camp Johnson Road, beyond Camp Johnson Road, after the field got crowded, with the rain or pool on the ground. And also, I saw people in Zozo, I saw people in Kakata, I saw people in Nima, I saw people, simultaneously. This is something that I can really say it ever happened in Liberia. This is the first of it can me. Sam, I want to see the result of the election. I want to see the result. But I know in any case, JMB is going to be the next president because giving all the indicators, I always like to say that. But I want to see.
Folks, those of you who are following us online and watching us, I just placed a link if you need to call in, you just feel like you have to call in to partake for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Just click on the link right into where you're watching from, StreamYard, Talk TV Media Network, and you will come in studio. I'll bring you, give your joy, your opinion, wherever you were. What did you see? How was it like for you? What are you experiencing? What does today means to you? It's very key. So you can click on a link, or if you don't want to click on a link, you need to call in. The number is at the bottom of the screen. You can call into that number and you will go live. We'll place you into live. Right now, we're opening all the lines. We just want to hear what the Liberian people have to say. Today, to see people in the rain, pouring in the rain, courtesy to, as much as we had other media outlets as well as our media outlets out there today. I was able to capture a few clips, and courtesy to our media partners out there. I have one before I bring you up, Sylvester, that I want to play. You watch this. This was very intriguing for me to see people walking. My man, they're not small water. And that kind of small water. Let me go to the Liberian.
You must know the rain.
And that kind of small water. You already know when it rain like that in Liberia. Water coming from every ankle pipe busted, and all of that. People say, for old man Joseph Newman Boake, we're going for him. It doesn't matter if we have to swim in the water. It doesn't matter if we have to walk in it. It doesn't matter if we have to do whatever we need to. This was what's happening. Watch this. 30 second. Just 30-second video.
So this is Spoon TV. It's the best cultural place for me. We are on Lane Street, where supporters of the Youth Party are now making their way out of the ATS to Central Monrovia.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? To see that number of people pouring out in the street, irrespective of the weather conditions. They say, we will go out, we will do it. What's your take? You are from day one, you being a strong Unity Party member. What does this tell you as to what is happening in the nation?
Yeah, so yesterday we talked about the same thing, and we're continuing to add and emphasize more. Expectations are something that people must understand to manage. It can be very difficult. And I know Liberian all over, they may have done wrong calculation over the time when they were making the decision 2017. But it's good that sometimes you make the decision and then you correct it. Because what they thought that going to happen after electing Joe Weah, it went the other way, and people are in desperate mood to effect a change. And if you want to change, one of the things I will say again, if people want to change at that desperation, remember 1980, I don't know how involved you were, maybe you were info at the time, we were in Monrovia, we saw certain things that happened. When the people got tired with Samuel Doe and they decided to demonstrate, that demonstration was the one that got to know that Samuel Doe time finished. With all the bullet people were firing, people were in the street. The hard Liberia, you're talking about rain. So in this case, the people are tired. They're giving a clear signal to Joe Weah. Joe Weah, who gave you 6 years. Nothing we saw you make, no effort. and you're making joke. And the problem with John, we are even if he makes mistake, he does not come to say I'm sorry, or he will never. With a number of people that have died in Liberia, mysterious killing, whether the government knew about it or knows about it, I thought Jowiya would have spoken on issue, but one day the guy never went on air to speak. To say, oh, we'll make sure we put control in place for the killing that happened. So all of these factors, then people going with a job. You know what it means? Motorcyclists used to use the motorcycle to ride around Monrovia. After 1 year, you see some of them they buy taxi, they start driving for themselves. But today, to even earn something to go home and manage a family, they're tough. These children, they know what the economy is like. That's why when you asked yesterday what it means about the involvement of the motorcycle, I say, well, it means a lot because they are feeling it more than any other person for that matter. So this coming out, making Liberia Green Day is one of the first count, and that's not just it, but it gave a strong warning that October 10 is a done deal. It's a sealed deal. Jowiya, whether you like it or not, it's a sealed deal.
So I want us to go through a few pictorial view of what took place today. We don't have that many pictures because our system is still loading. I guess tomorrow, once we are all up and ready, most of the videos will be uploaded as well as pictures. And but man, the pape today. Oh, that's a different one. The pape there with his wife.
Yeah, that's a different.
And this is the auto view, one side of the view. And at the end of the day, we kind of want to compare because the CDC a political party just had their own nationwide rally just a week ago before the president could leave the country to come to the U.S. But you look at this. This is one angle where you view all of this, and this is when Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai had finally made his way up, and it was very difficult for them and all the political leaders to even make their way up there because before they got there, the place was already locked down. And something that amazed me today is driving from his home to the ATS, coming all the way around the sinkhole, in the midst of the pouring rain, falling rain. His open top, the old man open top of his vehicle was open and he stood up, waving. He said, if my children can get wet in the rain, I can get wet too for them. That's what the old man was saying. You look at this. He said, if my children can get wet, oh, this is Foya. This is Foya, right? This is Foya picture right there. Foya as well. That's another area. Foya was on a complete lockdown too today. So people who were hesitant, people who were thinking otherwise, it's Foya for JMB. There you have it today. You've seen it for yourself. That was Foya, right? And this is all Foya. Phil, and they even end up having a rally where they raised thousands of dollars today in Foya. Complete turnout, big time, right? But all of these coming out, you know, from sinkhole area heading to the ATS, that security, whatever you're looking at, the old man was out there. He said, I will get wet. If my children can get wet, I am not better than them. I can stand up in this car. Let me wave to them. Let me see the wave. Let me see what God is doing in this nation. Let me wave to them so they can see that me too, rain can touch me. This is what happened. What's your take?
So you just show Foya, and we have been discussing the issue of Foya ever since when this young man the Tifa migrated to Foya, and begin to get involved in the local politics over there without going through the norms, like we always do in FOIA. That a young man want to be represented and whatever, you go there, you seek the support of the elders, the youth, and the women unanimously. If they want to give to you, they will say today is your time, or that they will say tomorrow will be your time, but want to read you. But that is not the case. Father, when they, because they have the power, they have the cash, and they want to undo everything that JMB had done in FOIA, in fact, criticize and condemn. After he served 12 years, he was making like 2 million yearly. What has he done? And in fact, at one point he lied because I don't know, because he worked on budget but doesn't know the budget well anyway. So he said all kind of things just to stigmatize JMB. But still, we continue to tell people that I don't care how much you want to spend in FOIA, how much you want to do in FOIA. If you don't do it with respect, you will not get the people of FOIA. That's how they look like. They will go to you and in the day and pretend that, yeah, why you doing the like it, and they'll get what you have to offer them. But in their heart, they will tell you that we will not do it because we need respect. More especially those who lay the foundation for FOIA, those who made FOIA to where it is. You and I know today. The involvement of JMB from the 70s to today in the development of FOIA to where it is. So for anybody to come overnight and stigmatize and make it look ugly in the face of the entire citizenry on FOIA, you'll be making a big mistake. You might succeed in getting some handful people who will go against him. But to show this clear, with all of the debate we've been having on different media, social media, print media, we've been telling people, look, Remy Camp, you'll see, before election, you'll see whether or not FOIA belongs to somebody else if it is not GMB. And today it's just the beginning. He is not around. He is not there. The president of GMB...
Sylvester.
Yeah.
Let's elevate the discussion, right? Because I'm not even worried about the representative positions. I'm not worried about the senatorial positions, as important as they are. Let's elevate the discussion to the presidency, right? Let's focus on that. The scene today in Monrovia, Montserrado, and around the counties, the nation. Let's play. Normally when you playing soccer, you say play-by-play description. Let's do the play-by-play description. Number one, last night people slept awake, like tired all night. They say they could not go to sleep because of this day. They did not see what was coming up. Water. So it was organized in a way where they drop water all around the city to different dropping points. So people realizing that people will go thirsty and people need water, or it's going to be so hot and people are going to pass out. So water was all over the city, even at the stadium. Huge. I saw that. There's evidence of that. Then as God will have it, because I'm only imagining that if today, if rain had not come down, people were going to die. There was going to be a stampede.
It's going to be a terrible day for us.
Yes, it was going to be bad.
Misrepresented in 5.
Yeah. I am going to bring rain down and pour out rain. So these people, because we have not received any report of accidents or any death whatsoever as of yet. So
well, let me give you a short information. There was something like somebody fainting on the field, but you will not see it highlighted. They were very, very jammed. A girl that I'm sponsoring back in Liberia, she was there in the mix. They said, but quickly they were able to control it, and they did first aid, and the rest of it, the person, came on their feet and they took them out. So that one of the things. They were prepared for all of the eventuality. They were Red Cross.
So you're saying the JMT medical team was there?
Prepared, prepared. She told me, said she was present when it happened. But the person, just started feeling weak because they were congested somewhere on the field. Even though they were wet after the rain season, sometimes the rain will early season. The heat will start coming, the congestion. So she said, but it was very fast. They got the girl out quick. It was a girl that got out quick. So this shows if it's going to be like sunshine, it's going to be terrible. And the outcome is going to affect us some little because misrepresentation. I know how CDC are crafted. They're only looking for the bad side to happen, particularly from the GMBKM. While we are praying, whenever we hear about somebody in their camp sick, like Nafala is not well, he flew up to India. I got a confirmation from somebody on the Spoon TV. But we are praying that he should go.
Are you serious? You're talking about
yeah.
Tifa, Thomas Fowler.
Tifa is sick. Tifa is sick. Yeah.
Because you know, that is just coming to my knowledge. You're just bringing that up. How is that confirmed? Because Thomas Fowler, the last time I remember seeing our brother up was when it came from Israel along with the president, when the president went to Israel to visit. But since they came back, I haven't seen him on any campaign.
I am not seeing him as well. I am not seeing him as well, but I will listen to Spoon TV, the CEO, because normally the Spoon TV, because he got a lot of people on the feed as well. You know, they can go and confirm information for him.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of that too.
Yeah, that he's in India. That he
with him because
gone to India.
Because recently when CDC launched their campaign to Thomas Senator Sir Joseph District, normally you would see Thomas Fowler hand in hand, along with his buddy. Like
he's a deputy for operation for CDC anyway. He's a deputy. He's a deputy chairperson for operation. He's a main man for CDC because he's a deputy for operation. You are there for more strategy, gathering people. That gathering, if you started there for them to be there, you have to be there.
Any illness or sickness, I hope he'll recover from it.
No, we pray that he come home safely. Even we want to prosecute them at the end of the day, he should be alive. We don't want nobody to die, but we want to prosecute people after that because most of them will be prosecuted based on the way they contributed to the suffering of the Liberian people. There will be a total investigation. That one part.
He's a Liberian. He has been a contributing factor into the Liberian
to the suffering of Liberian people. So we're investigating where they fall short.
News reaching the desk that Tifa is sick. He's not feeling well. We'll follow that up and we'll continue to pray for him that he gets better because he's one of us. He's one of us.
Yes, one of us. Sure.
Yeah. And folks who are following us, if you need to come on the show, give us information, give us your highlights of today's event, let us know. I'm going to drop the link one more time into the broadcast where you are commenting so you can join the show with us. If you need a call in at the number you see on the screen, the bottom of the screen, 918. It is a WhatsApp number as well as a USA number. You can call on that number and you'll be live. Or better still, you can just click on the link I just posted at the bottom of the screen in the comment section. And then you will be able to join us right into the broadcast. But let's go back to today's event. To see people in the rain, come what may. Now, not small showers of blessing. Oh, showers of blessing. People singing stuff like that. Or this is pouring rain. Pouring. Where you could see. The streets were filled, flooded. And people are walking in it. Still they went out there. People were going to the ATS when the event was over. People were en route to the ATS when the very event was over.
You know what, Sam? So when the promotion for this gathering was ongoing for the past 3-4 days, what you could hear or see from the sedition, praying for a bigger rain for them. That was their wish. A bigger rain to reduce the gathering, to reduce the expectation. That's what they were praying for. They were praying for the rain, actually. They were praying. But they forgot to know that their prayers may have meant to them negatively, but it was positive. You understand? Sometimes you will pray for somebody and for something to happen to them, and that is to stop the person getting what you see as a blessing or breakthrough for them. And then you pray, 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 pray. And then all of a sudden, yeah, on that particular date, the person will take different route instead of what you expect. And never stop the victory, and you still see the person go through and become victorious. That's what happened today. They were thinking that when it rings, the people will not come up, the number will not be there. But see what happened. You can't judge the Liberian. Mind you, yesterday it was the same George Weah. When the children used to defy gravity, when they used to say we'll do this for George Weah, and they would do it. That what in fact hurt them more than ever. Because they haven't done it for anybody. They did it for George Weah and he let them down. Imagine when someone disappoints you at that time. You saw another group of people that they were part of this group they called them the harmonization group. Harmonization group, I heard one of them speaking. This guy said, there's nothing we could do that what we did today. If even you get a chance, we'll do more. They said, why? Because they said, Madam, I'm making $490. And when the CDC government, Joe, we are government came, now they pay me $165. See that harmonization. You know, income is an expectation. When you start making money, like you said in that studio, then the money you make over of you, God forbid, when anything drop below your income, it affects the entire activity. Socially, you'll be confused.
Right.
Yeah, your home, the respect you have in the home will drop. Your children, because you're not going to be able to bring what you need to bring for your children. That what happened to the people, the working class, those that were working before George Weah came. You cut their money, not even 50%. That was 75%. You cut it off. Then you put it in your pocket. They say harmonize.
Somebody said the ANC members were praying for rain today.
You see?
That's very interesting. But there's something unique. On a serious note, there's something unique that occurred today, right? And I wanted to make sure, because it has been alleged that when all the media outlets were at the ATS, when the Rescue 1, Rescue 2, and the Rescue Mother, Auntie, Delon, everybody shows up. That the Liberian government has a device that is very mobile. They can easily put it in their car. That they will show up somewhere where there is a lot of persons or event going on, and it will black out all the communication. So it was very difficult for most of the those who were carrying the event live for it for them to broadcast. Right? It was very, very difficult at that point. And it's not only other media outlets, even our journalists that were inside the stadium had a very hard time. People could not even text. I tried to call, I tried to text, I called direct on my phone. It could not go through. It bounced back many times. That the government, along with the cell phone companies, because this kind of wave of information to suffocate the flow of information to the public, they suffocate. This is not a communist state. Liberia is not a communist state. Normally this is done in China, Russia, and other parts of the world where human rights violations are taking place. But today, it has been alleged that was the case. That people had to take out their SIM card from their screen, whatever, and place it into the button phone, the small, mobile button phone. And the only way some of them could make calls. Everything around that ATM was blacked out. Everything around.
Yeah, so I experienced it. In fact, I will, like I told you, I've been from last night of my time to this time. I have not slept. I've been watching it. I went on my big stream and I YouTube, and I got Spoon TV. I watching Spoon TV. I seen time going through my phone. So, in fact, this afternoon, somebody called on Spoon TV from one of these states and was reminding Spoon TV CEO that, look, what happened today, we need to be careful and put her to aid for October 10th. What the government trying to do is they could do it during elections to have information from people that they will not be able to get evidence about what will be happening to various centers, and that's true. So we need to start working on strategy. And I want to say also that companies in Africa, Liberia in particular, they use them doing politics because it is about this time that the ruling establishment will tell them, look, if you don't do this to my expectation, I will get rid of you. But you forget to know that you two, the possibility that that very ruling establishment may not stay there. The possibility that they will go out.
Edward, you're trying to come in, but you need to. When I see you fully with your image and camera into the studio, I'll be able to bring you because you're trying to come in, but you're not coming through. It could be because of the network issues. So I just want to let you know you probably want to try to come back in to log back in. Go ahead.
So I'm saying even the quote unquote those corporate organizations that are in Liberia, if you are coerced by the ruling establishment now to do this thing, I think the better way to do it is to go to your agreement, because your agreement didn't state that in terms of this that you would be involved into the local politics, because it might affect you. You're not going to stay there for long. Right. Even if elections are not in the way of ruling establishment, how do you feel comfortable with the one you were fighting so that they cannot win? You became part of the what? The political game. Well, this is Africa. I'm just saying that in the Western world, they can take you to court, of course, for doing that. But in Africa, they don't have the way of taking you to court. They will just penalize you. They will just say, okay, I think what we'll do is review your agreement, whether you're supposed to be here or not. And the way you participated in the politics. Yes, the cell phone company, they were involved because they control the internet so much. They got the technical know-how about the internet stuff. So that's what they did. Somebody was saying that what they do is that they focus on the crowded area because they don't want that crowd, anything to come from there. Then you could only call on the skin and say on the surface of where the people were on camp. Just over there you could see. But when they want to focus on the crowd or on at the ATS, no, it was not working, So you're right. That what happened today. And these are things that we have to take into consideration as we move to October 10th, how we can control them so that the Liberian people will have access to whatever information that will be unfolding during that time.
Right, right.
Yeah. So you're right. That exactly what you say. Right.
That is why I said it is alleged, because it's not confirmed as to if the government.
No, Sam may be happening. Sam may be happening. It be happening. Every time opposition had a problem, even when they had a rally, they did it.
Yeah, but for me as a journalist, I have to say it's alleged because there's no proof. You are a Unity Party partisan. You have the right to say that.
But I can be objected to. It not become a partisan.
We have to say it's alleged, right? That's it.
Yeah, but so even you as a journalist, if you see evidence, you still say alleged.
It has to be confirmed. We have to get to the bottom part of it, as in, was this the doing? Because if you don't have the evidence to prove, it's just like the court system, Sylvester. You are never guilty until you are proven guilty. That's how it is. So as a media entity, it's alleged. Yes, a lot of fluctuations were taking place. Network was not connecting through within that current vicinity during the high peak. In order for Ambassador Joseph Numa Boaka message to go across to the world, because the message at that point was not for those who were in the middle of the action. It was for those who were watching. It was for the world to hear what message he has. So the objective was to stifle that message. That was the objective. If anybody was involved into that, they may have had some sort of achievement. But the message that came out with the numbers and the few times that people were able to see what was happening is highly resonating with the people. Highly resonating. Thomas, welcome to the show. You are in Foya. You carry part of the show today in Foya. The viewers would love to hear from you. This is Joseph Nyuma Boaka base, Foya district. You know, people were hesitant that Foya may fall. It'll be hard for Foya to go on the side of DMB. That the prophet is never respected in his own hometown. But this is Foya today. You carry this today. This is Foya. You talk to us. Foya came out today in support of Joseph Nyuma Boaka. What was it like for you, being in the middle of that crowd?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Ngado and the other panelists. I want to say thank you so much. I'm very sorry for coming in late. Today, due to the up and down, and of course, I felt tired, so there's a reason I came in late. So today, actually, the launching of the program today here in Foya District, it was very crucial to admit the fact. And of course, people came out in numbers. And you saw the population that were in Foya today. People were not expecting it because rumors have been speculating around that the ruling establishment has taken over Foya district. And of course, people prove it wrong that indeed that information that have been speculating around, that have been speculating across the country, it is not true. And of course, you saw the population that was out. Many people was confused about this. And I mean, is people really turn up to vote for Ambassador Joseph Nyuma Boakai through the population you saw, and I carried the program live. And other platforms were carrying the same program live here in Foya District.
So the expectation, the Foya, was it surprising because we saw the lights Representative Sakila Nyumaleng, former Defense Minister Brownie Samuka. Was that Kotume that I saw?
Yeah, Kotume. Yeah, Kalakpa Kotume.
Yeah, this one, right?
Yeah, he's Kalakpa Kotume, exactly so.
Yeah, so they all were in Foya today. It was not an easy thing.
Kalakpa Kotume, who is an independent candidate for the senatorial election, comes October 10. The former National Defense Minister, like he rightly said, Brownie Jeffrey Samuka was here, and Francis Sakila Nyumaleng, the sitting lawmaker of District Number 1 Local County, he was here. I mean, they are still here. And the District Number 3 lawmaker, I just forgot the guy name. The last name was something like Mohammed. He was here too. And of course, other dignitaries were here. Many people were here today as you view the video. So today, it was a very, very important day for the people of Liberia. And the Foya people came out, and they proved to them, and of course, that indeed, here Joseph Nyuma Boakai, the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, came from, and here he came from, and people are overwhelmingly today, people generated money on the rally program that was there, but it was so unfortunate I was not there till the end because I had some kind of technical problem with my phone. So
right, and the other day, this has been an ongoing process in Foya where they've been collecting money on a weekly basis, and just the other day, I think 2 or 3 days ago, they were able to raise over 200,000. Correct?
Exactly. So right to Foya Command, they were able to generate $235,000 some dollars.
These are citizens, people, well-wishers who said, this is our own. We feel a part of this. We need a change. These are people who are doing this out of their own pocket. Farmers, market women, children, students. Wow.
So let me speak to what your journalists were just informing us about. You know, Foya issue with people who have not lived that much longer in Foya, and then with other people outside Foya, will be surprised of what happened today in Foya. But here must have been talking. I've been telling you that I am not surprised to see Foya coming out huge to support JMB. The only place or area that I place my lay doubt is on the representation and out of the senatorial because of the bad politics, even the incumbent. Today you saw Galaba Kotima over there, who is an independent. Instead of featuring the candidate that the United Party agreed, they want Joseph Baker agreed. They didn't feature in the featuring Galapa Kotima. That is just a sport vote. I can say it anywhere. Because if we want to fight corruption, we should fight it in our heart first. Deception is equivalent to corruption. We are fighting the
Chief Ngado, let me just come in.
Okay, let me speak. Yeah, go ahead.
That is Zago, right? That is Zago.
Yeah,
no, let me speak.
Yeah, you know, in Foya, they kind of saying people carrying on. They say, local county, a senator, not representative, senatorial seat. They have a belief that he cannot go there for the second term. So this is a belief people have. Senator Kupi went there. He spent 9 years, and he couldn't make it the second term. Senator Tengbe went there. He spent 9 years. He was not opportune to go there for the second term. And of course, Senator Zako is there. It's almost, his tenure almost expired, and they are saying, he's not going to be opportune. Senator Zako stand a better chance a little bit because he came on the Unity Party ticket.
Right?
Yeah. That way he stand a little bit chance. But Kalakpa Kotume was the guy whom the local county people were expecting to come on the Unity Party ticket. But due to the agreement that was laid between Ambassador Joseph Nimabuakai and his strong supporter in Grand Bassa County, Nyombli Kanga Lawrence, through that agreement, and of course, they came to one conclusion and said, Steve Zako should go there. Should come on the Unity Party ticket. So this is how people are here. Even though, Kalakpa Kotume have been support, have a full support from the former National Defense Minister.
Right.
So he moved around with him. He don't leave him behind. But the contradiction there now is the two of them, they support Joseph Nimabuakai. And like my father was saying, they will spoil the vote. In fact, if they don't take time, the two of them will lose the position.
So more or less, Kotimai is going for JMB.
No, he's not going for JMB. Let me give you the information. You see, I understand what the journalist was saying, but I'm not in FOIA, but I know a lot about local politics.
Yeah,
I was the one that said a chairperson to make Kupi a senator. Kupi did not win because he did not work. The very young people that work for him, like the five people he kicked in their face. I was one of those. I was the chairperson for Kupi campaign in 2005. So I know what happened to Kupi. But the issue about you as senator winning 2 times, it depends on how you politically align yourself. If you saw 2017, Zako was in the Liberty Party, but Zako recognized Joseph Boakai. You know, one of the things, the issue of recognizing your uncle and working for your uncle is one of the greatest jobs you can do. You remember when he even provided cow as a member of the Liberty Party, a certain senator of the Liberty Party. But he told people that I'm in the Liberty Party. Branson is running, who is my senator bureau, but I would prefer my uncle. That was not an ending. It was doing this time we have the CPP. When we had the CPP, Zako was the chairman for what? Liberty Party. When they went to a meeting, Cummings had come with enough money to buy Liberty Party over. Zako told them, he said, he can bring millions of dollars. Joseph Boakai will not be going for presidency as support anybody. Because of that, they're removing a chairperson. This is why I went with him. He suffered it. Besides that, their party got involved, they took the party from them. And then they went, the standard bearer of the party.
But let me hold you there because I don't want us to lose the trend of the politics. The politics is Sylvester, the event that took place today. Yes.
Okay.
We're going to get
Let me just conclude. I come here.
But where I want you to summarize on is Senator Steve Zago, Kotame, they are spoiling the votes for JMB.
That's what
they
I'm
both
conclude.
support JMB as president.
Yeah, that's not an
And
issue.
you have the former defense minister, Brandon Samuka, who is paying favors to Kotame because Kotame for his election during that time.
Yeah, Sam, that is where I want to come in. Let me forget about narrating where they come from.
Right.
After he had been sealed on the unit, after he had been sealed on the Unity Party, Zako to go. That is a blessing of Josiah Mabake. So Kotima had done it in 2014 when he defeated the Unity Party. He went home. He came back again. Then this time around, my brother Brandon Samuka, who came by the blessing of Joseph Boakai into local politics. Yeah, he says he's supporting Joseph Boakai, but yeah, he brings somebody under who is favoring to fight the candidate that the Unity Party have. This is why I said the vote will be spoiled. As a result, the likelihood the two people will lose. And at the end of the day, we blame one another for what happened. You will not convince me that you're supporting JMB, then you do what JMB said that no, we should not do what we should do there. Because I was in a race. It was JMB that called me and told me and said, leave. I left it. I spent over 50,000 in that movement. And I have to leave because JMB told me the reason for which I should leave. So I should sacrifice and listen to our standard bearer. When he wins, there are a lot of things to be done. But when I see people coming with decisions like that, for me, I'm independent. I don't care. I don't owe anybody. Like I come and go to Foya. I live in Basara, I'll be in Foya. I will go to radio and I'll speak again. But let's go back to our issue. Let's go back to our issue.
Before we get to that, before we get to the main issue today, those of you who are watching us online or different platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, whatever platform you're watching us from, we'd love to hear from you. The lines are open. You can call on 918-955-5862. The number is also a WhatsApp number. Or you can just click on the link below and join the broadcast live. But before we go to the happenings of the day, what is more intriguing? And the other video that I'm trying to upload is taking forever. From one of our journalists that covered the event today. Very fascinating. But this is one clip that we got from our media partners, Spoon. And this is intriguing to see people pouring in the rain, walking. They say, we don't care what matter it is. I'm not the one saying it, but watch it for yourself. Just 30 seconds.
So this is Spoon TV. It's the best cultural place for me. We are on Lane Street, where supporters of the Unity Party are now making their way out of the ATS to Central Monrovia.
Wow. What do you see? What message do you think? Having watched today, having watched this crowd today, the influx of people today in Liberia, yes, Cinco, coming from Cinco, Foya. And in fact, we have not even been able to load. Our journalist was out there in Grand Cru or Zed.
Baba Kakata.
Yeah, Kakata. You know, look at this. Look beyond. Look up the far end. The far end of the motorcyclists, pedestrians, people from all walks of life. What do you think that President Weir, this crowd, look far beyond. Don't look at me before you look beyond this crowd. What do you think? What message do you think today has said? Do you think President Weir has learned something? Has he conceived? Has he convinced the voice of the people? Now, when the people rise up, you know, when the people speak, is he convinced, or is he still waiting? October 10th. do you think? This crowd, this kind of crowd.
Okay, so there's a common saying that goes like this. They said the deaf eyes, the deaf eyes cannot see. Even the ear you cannot hear. Joe Weir is seeing everything. I'm not sure that only this Joe Weir, if he's smart, to know that he's going out. From the day the LeBron people did that march against him, when the former leader Costa was part of that group, but one of those that gave signal to Joe Weir. You can, as a popular person, but see the angry people demonstrating against you. He didn't still take any hue to say, okay, that is a signal very earlier. Let me see how I can work to correct myself. You know, from that point to today, Joe Weir damaged himself even before, more than before, if he got record to keep, the time Costa had that march. He had caused more problem. The worst thing, besides corruption, the drugs issue came in, and the killing of the people. Because it happened after that, before the killing of the 5 auditors and the rest of the people. So things start getting more worse than ever. So it speaks to me that I understand Joe Weir is seeing all of this in them, but like the people said, deaf eyes cannot see.
Right.
He paying deaf to everything, waiting for the last day. He's seen it. Today he saw it. This is something when you are someone who mean business, you will react to it in a different faction, but you're not going to react to it positively. In fact, I heard from the Spoon TV, the CEO were talking that they have a clip here speaking about it when they asking about the commander at the RIA for the drugs, something.
Yes,
the commander.
Samuel Freeman.
Yeah. That he should fire him, because most people say you can never fire him because that's a family of the late Representative Muna Peno. They say he will never fire him. That's a guy, he's stubborn. He doesn't care. He defines telling people where you're lucky, you're not lucky. In fact, straight word that what he said. So do you think he cares? He know he's going, but he doesn't know how he will go.
You know.
That's all I can say.
You know, Sylvester, all of us as journalists, but we are human beings. We have interest in Liberia, be it whether it is political, it is business, whatever it is. Liberia is all we have. But if you see women coming from the camp of the CDC, from their previous rally, nationwide rally, singing and saying, "We want Kush, we want Kush." What does that tell you? And then just few days after that, Kush is something that is worse than Kush has been found entry at the Roberts International Airport. Methamphetamine, dangerous drugs, destroying the young people, the future leaders of Liberia. And with big names inside, included, attached to that drug bust. They say moringa. It was moringa leaves. Now, having been tested, it says it's methamphetamine. Nations like America, well-developed countries, that when they catch you with drugs like that, they will lock you up. And eventually they will bring people, media on the spot when they bust it, when they unveil. Well, there is a lapse of almost 10 days plus in between that some journalists had to bring this up to the attention of the world before they could even have a press conference, before they could even bring it up. So it had already gone through. It was already gone. This is dangerous for our nation. This is dangerous for our youth. But if any message is to be sent, what is it that people could gather today from Bon County, from Nimba County, from Foya, Lofa, Bonjama, Baplo, Montserrado. I won't even talk about Montserrat because that was upside down in the middle, in the midst of pouring rain. The president is here in the US. He's in Manhattan, waiting to attend the United Nations Summit. What message has he received? You know, you have people around you. Sometimes people around you can create a cloud around you that will hinder you from seeing something. I saw a picture that came on Facebook. I'm not quite sure how true it is, but this is the picture. I will post it for our viewers to see. That is George Weah, President George Weah, standing and watching at the crowds. The enormous turnout today. Obviously, we know, that this was a design makeup. But I tend to put this picture up to us. Is the president, the father of the nation right now, is he watching? If he is watching, what is God telling him? What is God telling him? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Crazy. Look at this.
Can I say something about this two different gathering?
Go ahead.
So when CDC was preparing to launch their campaign, what you saw going on? T-shirt and money all over. That one again, you will say a journalist that how they call what your terminology you use. If you didn't see that one, they posted it on the Facebook.
Alleged. We have to stay independent until it is proven.
Okay. But at least you saw some pictures. People fighting disobedient money. People talking and posted all the pictures on the Facebook. You also saw the 1,000 motorcyclists that they hire. They were speaking. These were people who were affected. I think your journalist even went there at the police station. Because I saw one of the report from the something, and you heard the motorcyclists complaining that they gave them 11,000 and the guy they gave them money to could not reach them. In fact, some of them were so frustrated they said that they will never even support Joe Weah. So, in order, if you discussing the two different groups, the first thing, United Party pull the crowd that CDC never pull. That's part of the ring. They know that. That is true.
Right.
Besides that, those people that went today on the rally, if you're projecting those that will vote for JMB, you can even say 95% or 98% will vote for JMB. You will be right because what? Those are willing people. Those are people that spend their money. Those are people that took time to go into the ring pool to say we are going there. So if you want to go fool somebody, I don't think you need to do all of these things. But when you get somebody a t-shirt, you get $10. You put it in the car, you bring them to the stadium. He or she going to defend the $10. So the projection for that number, you could maybe 35 or 40% will vote for you. The rest of the people may not vote for you. But these people, you may see 98% may vote for JMB. And that makes it different from all of the rally, the political party.
Wow.
And I can tell you that.
We have another contributor on the show who has just joined us, Kofi. Kofi, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Oh, thank you so much. It's been so great. I really so I'm in California, so I'm here in the Bay Area. I'm in Palo Alto. I teach at Stanford. I'm in the bubble. So
you smiling too much, like you JMB fan too.
No, I'll come back to that for you, piece. But it's funny because of you, Sam. So I grew up in Foya, and I left Foya about like 20-something years ago. I used to speak Kisi, and now
did you say used to?
I used to. Now I can't speak. So Kisi talk is where I've been catching up on my Kisi. So every time, I just found out about it 2 weeks ago. just 2 weeks ago. So I haven't missed Kissy Talk in a while. Like even like I would try to find it on my YouTube and just try to watch it just to catch.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes it would take me a long time to catch up what you guys are saying. And then when you guys go like maybe
But I don't understand why you would lose it, because I've been here for 20 some years as well, and I still catch it.
I don't know, maybe you are smarter than me, so something like that.
Yeah, he been here 20 some years. I'm the only young man the old man that have not been here too long. But Makisi, I can still speak it because me and my wife and other people speak it. So
Yeah,
I'm in California, but I'm in San Diego. Yeah.
Oh, you're in San Diego? Yeah, I'm in the Bay. I'm in Palo Alto. So basically, it's like I think the environment where I am is like I see fewer Liberians, right? Sometimes before I see Liberians, I have to go to the Sacramento area or something like that.
Right.
So
well, let's get back to the main topic
yeah,
for discussion.
yeah.
What's your take today? Because I know you watch different platforms, information flow. That is the beauty of the internet. What is your take on what took place in Liberia today?
I was really proud to be a Liberian, to just see democracy, the ways democracy has evolved in Liberia. You know, years back I published a paper on Liberia, on democracy in Liberia. You can find it online. And one of my concerns has been about like the growth of democracy in Liberia, right? Even it was during President Salih's administration or something like that. Just thinking about countries, and I was looking at Liberia as a case study across different African countries to just see countries coming from conflict society, to see how democracy is flourishing, and just to see that people doing something like this without any kind of balance. So I think I was just so proud because I saw CDC folks did their thing, nobody disturbed them from UP, and I saw UP folks doing their thing, nobody disturbed them. Now transitioning from there onto the next side of things, I know your question, Sam, that you really want to get the answer for. Look, so I've been here, in the States for about 20 years now, and I've been always wanting to go back. In fact, in 2012, I started a business in Liberia. I used to ship like 5 to 6 containers a year. Like I had a rental service and all of that.
That's your friend there, Sam. That's the thing. You guys are the same people.
Oh, okay.
My man. You see, my man. We're doing this people business.
Okay. Let's speak politics. Go ahead.
Stop exposing people, other people business.
Yeah. So, but then when I also had a plan, because the other plan was like to get into agriculture. In fact, I got a land with some family people like around. My family had like land. I was trying to get into agriculture, like and just to create product, to do some manufacturing. But then I realized in 2018 things just went down. It just became harder. And Sam, this, because I just heard, because I don't need to go through my, but every time the cost of clearing out the port just went up astronomically. And it used to be easy for me to do BVAC. I just do BVAC. In fact, I had an agent I was paying, because I know sometimes I don't have the time, and things just went up, and then business just went down significantly. And I just felt like I cannot continue to invest in this country or so. So right now, seeing all of those things today, and just seeing what's happening, I'm hoping for a change. And I'm doing it. Maybe some people might say I'm doing it in a selfish way, but I really want to change, because I really want to go back into investing in Liberia. I want to create opportunities for other Liberians, but I can't do that with the current situation right now. So that's why I'm really excited.
Wow. It's good to hear from you, man. But when you look at the incident, the rally that took place today in Liberia, like as many as our viewers, we're watching all your comments, whether you're sedition, you ANC, you UP, wherever you come from, or independent. We encourage civil discussion. Of course, profane languages on the show will excommunicate you. I will block you, because this is a media entity that is democratic, but we are tolerant, but we don't condone people cursing up and down, cursing each other out. So today, when you watch from this beginning, actually from last night, right, up to this morning, and the rain began, people started coming out. People went to churches, pray, and there were reports, like we started getting reports of pictures as in ATS empty. Where's JMB? And that was somewhere around 11 a.m. Liberian time. And I'm like, no, the people said after church. And churches are normally out in Liberia around 12, 1 o'clock, and stuff. So around that time, the streets started piling up from all angles. Jeremiah Kuhn leading his own entourage from one end of town, rescue mother Yumli from another, Mandela Cooper, and JMB himself, Senator Dillon, all those guys coming in. But not only Monserrato, fellows. Take a broader perspective of the country. The images that came, what message has the Unity Party and its collaborating political parties has sent to the George Weah-led government?
Sam, I'm sorry, but if I can just get on that. So when you raised a really good point. So when I got up early and I was looking at the video. I think I got up on Facebook and somebody sent a drone picture and say, "Hey, is this the crowd?" Now I have been really concerned about for the Unity Party to compare themselves with crowd with CDC, because I've seen CDC. They have been the crowd even from 2005 to 2011, 2017. So I was like, when UP guys were coming out, even Sylvester, I think I watched one of the show when you were talking about this thing. I was like, is he crazy or something? My big brother about
no, you're right. You thought I was making some crazy statement.
If I was advising you guys, I probably would. I'm learning from this too, because I have a political strategy advising you guys. Don't focus on the crowd. And I was really worried about that. But when I saw the crowd, I think what it told me was the Liberian people are ready for change. Yeah. And I know we should. I know we look at this more around. The Liberian people are ready for change, and they tried something that failed, and now they learned that look, we need an elderly statesman who can do something. He's not the perfect person of all of those, but of all of the candidates, he's the guy. I know, I would say this, and my big brother Sylvester would get I'm not a YouTube. No.
You're right to express your opinion.
I'm not a YouTube. But it's like, in fact, I've been worried about the opposition. In fact, I thought they were going to form that CPC when that CPP thing broke apart, because back then I used to get my news through front page. I just felt like it was done. I was like, no, there's no way for them. We are going to run with this thing. Seeing what I've seen today, it makes me much more optimistic. If I was talking to some of my colleagues, I was like, yeah, I think that business thing I told you about my country, maybe we should start taking it.
You see how you're trying to release some Liberians, because this is why they should support the government that will encourage investors locally and internationally, because it will help them more than even government job. If you're thinking, how many of you that are in America, you're thinking like that, there are a lot of people. See the Marylanders, they were on the Spoon TV, group of Liberians, they were all over in Green today celebrating. The same thing you're talking about, the same thing they're talking about. They got businesses they want to carry back to Liberia. But look, they want a good government. A government, I know you say, JMB may not be as perfect. You're right, every human being had a shortcoming. But with experience, with an idea, the way you want to see things done, I have sat by him, I have understood things. This is a turbo train person. When Turbo train you, when you got a behavior of Turbo low. From the time Turbo died in this country, we have never had any president like Turbo. I can tell you in clear. Because I was a little grown up and I heard about him. I saw in 1976 when he went to Foya. I was labor running around in Foya. He was a very good guy. And from the day they killed him, Liberia went doom after president. And JB, he must have talking, must have a plan of action. He let to talk about. Jah Turbo used to talk about human resource development, investing into agriculture. Because agriculture, if you invest in agriculture, you're going to create more jobs. Paving roads, making roads accessible for people, farm to market roads. Right. These are things Turbo used to talk about. Frida Road. Any of you heard about Frida Road those days?
Yeah.
Frida Road was a system built by Turbo. Yeah. Raining system, drought system, there were machine on the road. Foya had their own machine. They have their public works office in Foya, Kolahon, all the way in all of the districts. So by the time machine break down, they will bring the other one and the road will be maintained. I'm not talking about now. When T5 go to Foya, They have money in the budget to maintain road. They put a bid, or instead of an investor or other contractor to win, they get a contract to Tifa or Senator, how they call, Senator Sa, so that they can use that money to campaign. They say, oh, these people doing things on their own way. He took the money, now I come to Foya, he told the people, say, you take color, say, you go brush the road. He said, the mayor brushing the road. We are not that bringing Chinese light. Who are in the 70, who are in Foya 70 on the 80, money left for the Vanison, Yellowstone for us. We have correct all over Foya. They're not Chinese light to me.
Thank you, Sebastian.
I remember that, in fact, even that generator, because I was there doing the work. Ulimo was the one
Thank you.
Let me bring in another guy, one of our contributors who's joining us out there in Bon County, Emmanuel. Emmanuel talk about welcome to the show. What's going on in Bon County today? Mm-hmm. The whole day you've been selling over there. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just sitting following the conversation. It seems to be very interactive with the smash from Machine Brothers faces. It definitely tells that they have won the Green Army. But I can see the smile on their faces. But it was all great today, even though the rain tried to do her best, but the rain did not stop the people from coming out. That's one of the things I see very different from today's program. The rainfall, but
let me hold you right there. Liberian men, when rain touch them, they're running from the street, away from the street. Liberian men don't like rain. Today was something else.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you just said it right? Whenever we see rain around, you see everyone running in their various houses or standing to go stay somewhere. But today was like, I was wondering what is going on. A heavy downpour of rain, but still, people will stay in the rain. So people not even worried about they were marching in the rain. So I was like, what's going on? Because Liberian men just afraid of rain, but they were in the rain. I was like surprised, and I'm still surprised of what happened today. Yeah. But sometimes, CEO, it seems to be like, it's like the people have made up their mind, because one thing, because for Liberian men to take rain for you, it means something so important. So I think that perhaps they have made up their mind to go the way they want to go to the rescue mission. Maybe again, this is a political term. People will always dare to do that. But honestly, today they were exceptional, to be honest. The people, you could see the zeal in their faces, right? You could see then the momentum tells that both of Liberians are, they have decided they are winning. And I was like, wow, this is very surprising. I was wondering if real were falling. I was just sitting thinking, like, real were falling. People still keep on in their numbers. So what happened? If sun will shine for the entire day, what would have happened today in Liberia? That's what I've been wondering. What would have happened today? But honestly, people keep on in their numbers, to be honest. It means that people they are resolved. Perhaps they are resolved to have their own man be president.
There's something something that happened. I think some of you guys saw it, and I want some of you guys to talk about it. Joseph Nima Boakai had the option to sit in his nice car en route to the ATS, but at one point, not even one, not even twice, he stood out in the open tap, came out, and while it was pouring, the rain was pouring on him while he was waving, saying, if my children outside there are out in the rain, I can get wet too.
Yes.
What do you guys think? Let me go to the mayor all the way in Foya over there sitting there. Because we know y'all got data problem. As soon as that data finish, you're gone. So comment.
Use your data. I will send you data. Just send me your number.
All right, I'll send it. All right. Maybe I'll call the number first because that is the main thing.
Oh, my man, all right. I will send the number later. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. That shows us the clear indication that Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai loves his people. He has a development in heart for his people. I mean, he is ready to deliver the people from this calamity. You know, we to be specific, to admit the fact to you, Mr. Ngado, and the other guys, we are not against this government, but we are against the ill practices of the government.
That's right.
Yeah. So for FOIA, you saw the popular. I mean, the number of people that were out today. People came out celebrating, and of course, I mean, it is habitual to them. Every Friday and Saturdays, they can have a rally, generate money as to how best they can help to push the agenda of Joseph Mabuakai. So if you see Joseph Mabuakai today in the ring, it's your clear indication that indeed he's ready for the Liberian people. He's not joking. He's ready to serve the people of Liberia.
Wow. So man, if put in here, I wanna somebody if put in there on the number there already far ahead or whatever. In the chat room, in the private chat room, you can put your number there. The people there they will take care of you tonight. That one will not be on me. It will be on your, you know. But let's go back to California. Coffee.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? So I think I for one was like, I mean, I would just go back. Let me just take a step back a little bit, looking at this whole thing, right? I told you, like, the opposition. I just want a better Liberia. I really didn't care about all of this. So I've been looking at the political parties, and I had this. I know of a friend who was in Atlanta,
right?
And he's been with. He strongly supports Alexander Cummings, who I also think is a really smart guy. You know, I've not met him before, but just reading his resume and all the things. But what I've been learning from people as I talk to them, one of the things they talk about is his relatability. He's not relatable to people. And that's a key thing for every politician. You should need to be able to relate to your people. If you cannot relate to your people, I don't know him. I mean, I've never met him in person, so I don't know. But almost everybody, and you guys can confirm it or something. That's what I've heard. So it's not like the truth, but what I've heard. So when you talk about Joseph Boakai today, it's like that's what a politician, a good politician, is. Being able to relate to your people, not sit in your car.
Yeah, being relatable.
Yeah, being relatable
and accessible.
Yes. So you see all of those things, and I think one of the pleas that I get going for him, like sometimes I see people criticize him, like, oh, he's sitting here, and like I was listening to President Weir, all the things he was talking, he's sitting here, he spent 40 years in government, and he doesn't have this and that. I was like, that's the kind of guy I want, because he's not building houses with people, man. That shows that he's not going to take my money or the country money to enrich himself. So he lived on them. He has this kind of modest way of living. And I haven't sat with him. I mean, I know I was a kid. We used to go to his place in Foya. Yeah, I used to pick his oranges. That doesn't mean I'm unfair. But I mean, but just seeing those kind of personalities, like that's what a politician is, And you can, especially in our African setting, you can win election without relating to people like. But all over the world, we want politicians who can have that relationship with them.
Yeah. Once those who are voting for you, there's not much of a barricade around you that they can relate to you, and you can relate to them as well. You are reachable. I think it's a beautiful thing, because what you're talking about is so important. And and this is something I want to point out, because the ANC political leader, Alexander Cummings, in as much he's qualified and I liked him, most of his campaigns, when you look at the pictures and the videos, he's standing afar to shake people's hands. You want to, and we that are from Liberia, you want to feel that proximity, like someone.
Sam, may I ask you a question? Let me ask you, Sam. Let me ask you a question.
How you gonna ask me a question? That means
the question I want to ask you, because you are the host for this program, and I know you stand in a better position to analyze a lot of stuff. You've been watching a lot of stuff more than me. So if you ever saw Cummings in someone at Hammond, where you had a gun in Bon County 2017 when the people were towing him, you saw that picture?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You have seen it? What does
I've
it
seen
indicate to? What does it indicate to you in the Liberian politics? Body
That is
politics?
a question for you to answer in the Liberian people.
Oh, okay. So if you don't know it, this is what Thurman used. That was a slavery time. That was people who were very bigotry, who used other people because of their influence in government or their influence in the society. Let me tell you something. JMB went to Bon County several times. The people, because you know that uncle and nephew, uncle in his farm.
Not
Uncle,
only
can you
every
come?
time
We
he
told
does
you.
have property over there.
Yeah, he said no. He said I grew up in the farm. Then he started making fun with them. 2017. He said no. You can throw me. I can walk. I can even take off my trousers myself, roll or walk. Why it means that your identity, how you reach to the people, how you connect yourself to the people. People will know the character of person you are because they want to see you at the level you are not getting the power. How well you going to manage that power? You can see it clear in the face of Coming that Coming is somebody who that kind of first class person who believe, yeah, he clever, he qualified. But in my mind, because I work in Liberia as an auditor, I work with the GSC. Who they want started the GSC. Besides my study I did over there, I did one MBA here. And in my MBA study, one of the core courses I did, let me just let you know, they call it recruitment and placement. In a corporate circle, when they are recruiting you, when they take competency on your resume, they see it, they are looking at the level of where you are done within that environment, the leverage you have over the competitor, so that when they employ you, you have leverage over people. JMB, for him, he work in government, no other area. As a director, as a manager, as a minister, as a former vice president. I will not see Coming sitting and see JMB sitting. And I go meet my word. I say I will take Coming over JMB. Because he has the competency. All of them qualify, but the competency JMB has a more than all of them. That one of the reasons I can boast about him. And besides, for 26, 27 years working in government, I was in the audit. We used to review per record. You never see any genuine document stating that JMB was involved in corruption. We have seen the document. I went to FPLC.
So that leads me.
Respect him for that one. That one I trust him, and I'm just hoping that he behave the same way.
Thank you, Seven. So that leads me to ask this general question to all of you, and that question was posed last night as well. If you were an employer today, and you have an opening for applicants to apply, what will you be looking for? What will you be looking for a good candidate to employ? Because this is what's about to happen October 10th. We have 20 candidates vying for one position to be employed by the Liberian people. What will you do, Kofi? What will you do, Emmanuel? What would be your criteria laid down for employment? What will you be looking for? Let me start with our newcomer tonight, Kofi.
So I mean, and Brother Sylvester can lace on this more, I think, because that could probably be his area. I know he's already started talking about HR and all of that. But I think, I mean, just being personally and looking for people, like, or even when I'm interviewing for a job, I think basically I'm not just going there to just talk about, oh, I have a master or I have a PhD in this or so. That's the degree is one part of it, but also personal character matters. You know, personal characteristic. I try to look for somebody like, first of all, there's the technical aspect of it, whether you meet the technical requirement, which has the education level, maybe the experience with the job description, all of that. But then the personal part matters a lot. Can you work with teams? Can you work with another person? Can I work with this person? You know, and that's something that every company, every Fortune 500 company here, you know, like
teamwork. I know that.
Yeah, I live in Silicon Valley. In fact, even like some of my students, like, you know, they get hired at Facebook, Google, and that's the thing. They learn. You know, they even going for interview, they practice that. I see them practicing all the time. Those personal questions are the hardest question to pass, because companies want to make sure that you can work with other people. You can relate to other people. We don't live in a world where we are working in isolation, right? We're able to function or do our job better if we're able to relate, to work with other people. How do we connect with other people? So the personal aspect of it is one of the key part of it. I would say it's as important as the technical qualification or the degree.
Right. Why will you be looking for Emmanuel in that case?
Yeah, I see. You. I love the questions you just pushed it to all of us. Uh, for me, if I am the one in a shoe, first of all, I'll go for competency because you won't let get to give a job or give job to someone who is inept, who doesn't know his way or her way forward. So you have to look, I'll be looking for competency, someone who is qualified to lead, and then I'll be also chasing an experience because when you are qualified, you are experienced, you do the
Mhm.
job at your best. But when you are inept, you are not experienced. At the end of the day, you will see losses. That's why in most sectors you see damages have been caused there because those that are working in that sector, they are not competent, they are not qualified, they are inept. So they always create damages in our sectors. Like I want to say, uh, where we are as a country now, Liberia, we are at the crossroad. This country is that about the country does not need someone who will go in a program. They offer you degree, doctor, whole day. You got plenty of doctor degree and sit home. This country, like it's not in the area now in the shoes of getting someone with 15 doctors
Oh, the man frozen. The man frozen.
Yeah,
The
because
other man to go.
he's speaking
Yeah,
else to
the
the
man.
PhD people. The PhD people don't like it.
there. When we need an experience, qualify, someone who is connected both locally, nationally, and internationally, someone who will be able to create a space for the investors to come in. Like
Mm.
I was in school, man. I was in school, man. I was in the grade school, right? When school used to close, we go for vacation jobs, and then we get something and help ourselves when school about to open, go and do one or two things before our parents. But I bet you now these days not working. After school, then you go and stay inside your mind, wait for your mind, pa. At the wait for school, open, wait, start also in. So all the block opportunities back then, all of those opportunities have been, have been destroyed. So in order to rebirth the opportunities that we had, Liberia at the crossroad, you need an experience, you need someone that is qualified, you need someone that is competent, you need someone that is connected, that will bring in investors so that Liberia, the future leaders can have a space to make decisions, can have a space to earn more opportunity for themselves, can have the space to make $1 or $2 with other parents. So if I am putting on a job, if I Emmanuel is putting on a job, I'm looking for competency, I'm looking for the experience, I'm
Okay.
looking for the best education so that my
Got
job
that.
can go smoothly.
Got that. Got that. Before we bring in the other guy, one of my video has already uploaded, and I want to play it so we can bring in the other guy. Just sit, relax, and watch it.
Bad governance. It is about 10% more those who do not know how to govern a country. It is about 10% more to those who do not know what democracy means. It is about 10% more to those who do not understand what governance means. We need a government that is responsible for the needs of the Liberian people. It is your country and you must make it better for yourself. Today is the day you put into the world that your country belongs to you and therefore you are prepared to reclaim it. Thank you very much. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Women good, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Welcome today. Women good. You will not a vote. Thank you very much. We are up when we call on the national vice chair for either party and not affairs of the United Party. The next representative of the electoral nation of Atlanti, Maserati Country, Dominion, here, Togo.
Wow. What does that tell you guys? That's a lot. They say, our part, we are sorry, we made a mistake. Are they genuine in what they are saying?
Sam, do you see what I was telling you about that?
I did.
There was
I
some
did.
where they were
I did.
throwing one girl. You saw her,
Right.
they were throwing her.
Right. I
Yeah,
did see
there were incidents of that nature, but they were able to put it under control. And if you observe this arrangement the Unity Party launched at the ATS, they show you how responsible people can be. CDC had all the resources. Do you know when the president went there to speak, he could not speak to the crowd because the mic could not function? You
Right.
experience
observe
that?
I did
Okay,
observe that, but they have free flow of internet. Today, JMB didn't have internet.
fine, but still, the people could speak to the crowd, you could hear them clear. You hear all the various speakers, you could hear them speaking to the crowd. Did you experience that?
So the CDC could say what happened, whatever happened to the mic when CDC was launching their national campaign, that JMB people then went and interrupted and interfered with that
No,
thing.
that is very irresponsible to say those kind of thing. You can't be.
It is the same. No, it's not, because it is the same thing that the JMB people are saying today. That the reason why most of those who were carrying the show, the media people around there.
Now, this is the case, Sam. This is the case.
Over the internet service.
This is the case. The government has the power to control the internet through the communication network. They are under them, but opposition don't have. You know the opposition in Liberia, how they function. You can't come close. You remember the other day, the United Party wanted to launch a West Point because the football fee, the only football fee in West Point that Jowia fixed with Liberian people money. They denied. The commissioner over there said that they will not allow JMB to go there. So what JMB did, he went all around West Point. He could not go on the field. So they have all access, everything in their hand. You understand? But that's not the argument we'll have here today. We're talking about what happened today. We keep talking about it, and then we're talking about how can we then be convinced to elect somebody to govern this country, the country that's under attack by poor leadership. We all have seen it. We didn't see it 2017 when some of us said that Jowia were not prepared to provide leadership because the judgment they made by qualifying him were very little. People did not go deep in investigating or analyzing it. Like my young brother and myself, Kofi, the era I was talking about is not my specialization. I'm a figure guy. I'm an auditor. Okay, but when you do how they call MBA in we should know you do like 14 core courses, related courses before you can go in your specialization. So I did more accounting when I graduated, but you have to do leadership as well because they expect as an MBA graduate you can be a manager, a head, or CEO tomorrow. That's why they teach you with all of this stuff and the rest of it. But what we are trying to narrow down tonight, or whatever stage you will go, who want a better leadership. You just spoke. I'm a United Party, I agree. Anybody, I could say, let's say forget about JMB, but anybody who can find solution to Liberia now, better to create the environment for people like you who want to go back home with investment, young men like you. I mean, you know how much you're going to put on the table for a lot of people if you go there with some investment. That one will make me happy. It will really make me happy. And that's why when we're arguing with people, look, forget about the kind of naive, trivial issue. Let's talk about genuine issue. You have a government that is not tax friendly. You have a government that is involved in corruption. Corruption can erode every other aspect of governing system. You know, the justice system poor, you know, and then you are not encouraging investors to come on the ground. You tying them.
That leads me to ask you the question, Kofi, based on what he has said. When you look at the turnout today, you know, sometimes it takes me to this, the days of Martin Luther King, the fight for freedom in this country. Freedom is never free. You know, one has to pay a price, right? So is this Is it right? Could I be right to say that this thing that we are seeing in Liberia is a movement? It's not just some organization or whatever. That this is a movement that is yearning for change, for a better tomorrow, for a better life. And does Joseph Numa Boakai has that repertoire, that international connection to bring to the table? Does he has that connection to open the country for the world to come in to invest and develop the country? Does he has that? One would say he was given that chance for 12 solid years along with Madam Johnson, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Why he didn't do that?
No point of information. No point of information, Sam.
The question is not.
No, you made a statement. You made a statement. You say he didn't do it.
But the question is going to Kofi. It's not for you. So you have to be. Because
no, it's not a question. You made a statement.
You
made a statement on JMB.
I gave you 3 minutes for you to explain. I'm asking Kofi now a question, but I had to lay the basis of my question so he will understand.
But
right?
your premier is wrong.
Okay,
Sorry.
okay. When I come to you, you can correct that. But how be it, Kofi? Do you think JMB has that repertoire and that connection nationally and internationally to bring to the table to open the country up? Others are saying with a viewpoint as in he was given that chance for 12 years.
So first of all, I want to come on the picture, and I saw something about the difference between the manager and the leader. So I will also want to before that. Let me just get straight to your question. I think when you look at things, right? I mean, you do competitive analysis or so. Like you say, okay, he was there 12 years. What did he do, right? My distinction between the two candidates, just looking at the record. Like I told you, I was a business person. I was doing business, and you could see there was a light and day. Just thinking about it from the simple. I'm talking about thinking about it from the simple person perspective. There was significant light and day. Now, George Weah came into power. Even myself, I'm disappointed. Now, I understood the education part was something that we have been concerned about, and that already proved us right.
Mm-hmm.
The idea was that even with the international exposure, that we thought that would have been an opportunity for him to leverage, right? To come and say, hey, like go out there and bring in different opportunities to the country for the people. But I mean, I'm sorry to say this was something I see him. I don't think he's very interested in becoming a leader or the role. I mean, he wants the position to just say, but really performing as a leader, he doesn't care about that. And that is, I don't think that's somebody. So the difference between him and Joseph, I would say, someone like Joseph Boakai is somebody who has been around government for a long time. He has seen a lot. Even if a little difference, because right now the people are yearning. The crowd you see there, they're yearning for some kind of little change. They're like, this is not sustainable. We can't keep going down this way. Liberian people, they are very hard to. Even these are people who I remember during the war. They cannot leave in the house. They want to stay there. Something has to draw them out like that. And at this stage, they're looking for somebody who can give them that relief. So, in my opinion, I see Joseph Boakai as somebody that can at least bring that relief, or even other members of the opposition. Like I said, Cummings, I don't know him. I have heard a lot of things about him, but just seeing I just think any other person would be better than what we have right now. So,
wow.
Yeah, I think any other person would be better.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm talking about any other person. I mean, most of the opposition person.
The 20 candidates in the race.
Nah, I wouldn't say all 20 of them, but I think there are a lot of people because I don't even know all 20 of them. I'll be lying. But there are people that I can point to, like Tier 1 Gonglo. He came here. I mean, they invited me to his event. I think he's a man with that kind of record, right?
There they are.
Yeah. Moneyba, I don't know him well. I just started hearing about him, and I think he's a smart guy. If I really want to talk to him to say, hey, yeah. So, I mean, I think majority of the people on the list would make a change in the country. They would change something. Again, Josh, this guy is so apathetic when it comes to playing his role as a leader. I think he just want to have the role to get all of the luxuries that come with it, and just chill. He doesn't want to do the work of a leader. And you would think about it, this guy, with all of that professional background, international experience, you come out there,
So do you think the young people that voted him into power, he has let them down?
Oh, he had let them down big time. And I mean, and Sylvester said something before I even got on the show. I was thinking about it. I was like, why people don't talk about this? So I watched Joshua at his different rallies, right? And he goes there and he tells people, like, there was one in Bong County where he told people, he's like, they say they're going to rescue you. What are they rescuing for? Your life is better. And I'm like, is he out of touch?
Yeah.
Because normally politicians will go and say, look, I understand. I listened to McGill. McGill was saying, look, I understand we have to make hard choices. We have to make hard choices, choosing between building these roads or making people to eat. Even though his argument was not the most sustained argument, because
genuine, but it has some idea.
Yeah, but recognizing to say, look, okay, you gave me 6 years. I came in power. We had this challenge. These are some of the things I did. I know I haven't gotten there, but to just tell people to say, look, your life is better. Joshua will be praising us, and he's still entitled.
And not only that, but he said he has been the best president since the foundation of since independence.
He's out of touch. I think he's out of touch with the reality. I mean, getting back to that picture, I think I'm going to bring us back to the larger part of that picture. I think for someone like me, for student of democracy, it's like I'm just so excited to see Liberians are able to do those things, right? Able to see that growth. Back in the days, we think about Liberia, we think about like elections. People that has a lot of money can just buy people and buy votes, right? So people are not, but these are people who.
So you don't think money will work in this case right now?
No. That's not. No money. In fact, people who go, if that money will work, for what I heard, Cummings has a lot of money. Then Cummings, that crowd should be behind Cummings a lot or something like that. These are people who genuinely. I heard people saying that they bought their own T-shirt. Like even getting those guys, the guys were saying, they're going there, and those guys, I was really surprised to see how articulate, how understanding the way of economic issues. I mean, maybe, and that was my own naivety because I've been out of Liberia for a long time. I just felt like those guys who were on the street, who would consider to be, those guys understood issues that were relevant to them. Now you're seeing that Liberians are not looking at like just the simple things. I know politicians for long, and this is another thing that George have done. I heard about this thing. He still has that kind of patronage style of ruling, right? Thinking about it, he talks about it. Oh, we'll pay your wife fee, give you free school. And people, I'm like, people don't need you to pay their wife fee. People need opportunity so they can pay their own wife fee.
Empower the people. Give them jobs.
Not your money. People need opportunities so that they're able to pay. In fact, you should be ashamed of yourself to even go there and be saying, look, I will pay your wife fee or something like that. If people cannot pay their wife fee, that means there's no opportunity for them.
Wow. Gentlemen, we have about 7 minutes to be out of here. Let's wrap it up. And so I will go to you, Sylvester, in your closing. You have 2 minutes. And then I will give 1 minute to Kofi, and we'll be out of here.
So let me come back to the first statement you made that he was 12 years. Oh, Joseph Baka was.
You got 2 minutes.
Yeah, 12 years. I come in. Yeah, 12 years. Yeah, tell me. 12 years as vice president. Who is the vice president? What role the vice president play? We know that, unless we don't want to read our constitution. But with all that, the other time on Spoon TV, JMB told the people on Spoon TV, the company he brought in Liberia, he didn't want to talk about it, but he was compelled because there are questions. Ken's father was on his back. What did you do? What did you do? He said, okay, I will explain to you people. The company in Sino, that company that invested in the palm oil, he brought that company. He brought one again that is in Bombay. The fire service department, he brought, he did a lot of other things, to help the president, but he said he refused to state that to people because he was helping and advising the president to do the right thing. And that's the role of a vice president. You are not there to execute the budget, nothing. You are not there to make any national decision. That being said, I just want to inform the people in Liberia and those in the diaspora that are watching this platform that today was a very special day in the life of Liberian people, including me. For me, I haven't slept since last night because I'm still filled with the joy in me that is the first of its kind ever where Liberians will say, look, we want a change. Or the other time we made a change by demonstration that led to the war. But this one will go to the ballot box to vote the president out because he feels he is not capable to provide the leadership the Liberian people want. So I want to advise everyone that today should not be the end. We should go in the trenches, and encourage people that are sitting that have not made a decision to come over. To avoid conflict or war, it means you go to the ballot box and vote. Make your decision so that it cannot result into war. Thank you, Sam. Yeah. And I'm available under that. Tomorrow I'll be leaving.
You want to go campaign for JMB, huh?
See, I'm going to Liberia. You refuse. 20 years, you stay here. I hope you will join me one day. We'll go to Liberia together.
One day. I was there. I went there 2014 to just check. Since they haven't been
2014.
Back. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So maybe this time things change. Maybe I will be there.
Okay. I'm happy. Anyway, I'm happy seeing you. Number.
Yeah.
When things change, the man he will resume his shipping business.
What you will be doing?
I'm trying to go beyond that now. I'm trying to go to big. I think about the big thing. Even before that, things change.
But what's your closing? Your closing.
The first thing, to folks out there, Liberians. First of all, I just want to say how proud I am of just proud to be a Liberian when I see some of these things. Right, what I could be from the rally that CDC had to today's rally or so. And to Liberians, I want to say that, look, we all can sit here. Again, I can say I'm approaching this from my own selfish angle because I have my own interest. Everybody, I want Liberians to think about their own interest. If you think your life was better under this regime and you're satisfied with what you have and you're satisfied with the future of where the country is going, I would say go ahead and vote for the person that you vote for. Josh Weah. If you think Josh Weah is the best guy, he can take you out of there. But if you think your life is not going the right way and you're concerned about the future of the country, try to think of an alternative. Try to think of an alternative. There are lots of good people in the Braves there. I'm not coming on the show to endorse anybody. I know we talk about JMB and all of those things or so. If you vote for, you can. I don't think you can go wrong with him, but I want Liberian people to think. And I think, I think it was Weber who wrote this paper on science as a vocation, where he says science should not be there to tell you what to do, but to give you the information so that people can use the information and make decisions. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that Liberian people are able to take information and use that information and make decisions in this process, because that's what democracy is about. And I'm just really happy or proud to see how they're turning out in these elections, right? And they're turning out on issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Folks, we highly thank you all for joining us tonight. We will not leave you guys without not giving you your song, because this is the JMB night show, and solid 2 hours. We'll be continuing this during the course of the week. You can join us online, talktvmedia.com, or Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, wherever. And most of the time, sometimes we relay on local radio stations where you have to call in. The local people in the communities or villages will have to call in. But this is your network, because we are the voice for the voiceless. We are independent. If you think that your political party has the muscle, contact us. We would love to bring you on the show to discuss your candidate, your political party. If other people take advantage of the free space, don't castigate us. Don't, chastise us with your comments. You have the right to come and defend your candidate, to defend what you believe in, to defend what you want to see Liberia become. That is your right, your inalienable right. Come October 10, you have that decision to hire the next manager that will run the country, that will manage the affairs of Liberia for 6 solid years. That right is given to you. So the JMB people say, in as much you are making decisions, this is
for them. Everybody for them. My Liberian people for them. Shushambo for them. Kalola for them. Everybody for them. Matase Trawa for them. We tired suffering for them. We tired dying for them. Everybody for them. My Liberian people for them. Money teacher for them. All the journalists for them. Police people for them. You don't taking pay for them. Soya people for them. You're not taking pay for them. Liberian for them. For better future for them. My Liberian people shine your eyes. My Liberian people shine your eyes. Election coming, shine your eyes.
The rescue train is moving with the captain, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Numa Walker. Rescue 1, co-captain, Senator Jeremiah Panku. Rescue 2, and not forgetting the rescue mother, Senator Nyomli Kangalore. What's that? Hiya. Now, fellow citizens, come on board the rescue train. No fighting. Single fat. JMB and JKK all the way. And it is rescue time. I will now ask you what time it is. And you will respond. Oh, what time it